Okay, I said I would try and do a quick video of the Virpil stick and the VKB Gunfighter Pro. Now, you can see, I still have my Komodo, which some of you may have seen my video on. I have the jet seat, which is fantastic for VR. Anyone who wants to use VR should take a look at it. So let's just have a quick look at the two sticks. All right, the first thing I'd like to say is I'm using the Virpil desk mounts. These things are great. You have to excuse, that's my desk moving, not the mount. So obviously when you're flying, you don't move it that much, you know. So yeah, the desk mounts are excellent, completely solid. I've got them on, as you can see, this is a bit safety glass desk. It's not very thick and they work brilliantly. So in fact, I actually have 3 of them. The VKB is temporarily clamped onto a Warthog plate from Virpil. Eventually, I've got to get over to my neighbours to go and grab build a new plate for it. But I just haven't got around to it yet because it's the summer and there's lots of other stuff to do. So this is the Gunfighter Pro on the stick. It has my Warthog stick top on the top, which has its own adapter on it. Now, honestly, I've messed this stick up a little bit right now because I was playing with it yesterday to try and get it for helicopter use. And as you can see, it's kind of sitting where it needs to, but this stick top is so heavy that this happens. All right, so I need to fix it. The trick is how much pressure you put friction you put on it without it ending up feeling sticky. Right now it's pretty smooth, but obviously a little less pressure than you'd like. You can see, we'll have a quick look at the gimbal down here. I'm sure some of you, because there are plenty of photos of the gimbal online, so I'm not going to bother opening it up, plus it's a pain. There are no adjustments that you can make on the fly with the VKB one, but it is a very neat package. It's quite small. In fact, I am going to be taking this one away with me when I'm on the road eventually, just because it is so small. It's much smaller than the one, so I have a spare base there for when they bring out their stick top. All right, motion. This one is quite a lot actually. It is 20 degrees left and right, and front and back. Now obviously with the step back on the stick, that helps you in the forward motion, so it stops you hitting the desk, which is rather well done. VKB. It's a great stick to use. I ran with it for what, 3 months, and I'm still using it for helicopter flying right now. So I should probably talk about their stick top. All right. So much crap on my desk, but that is the KG12. It's all right. I mean, it's a World War II style stick top, and to be quite honest, I spend most of my time flying modern stuff, so hence I put the Warthog on top of it, and that meant I had to put the adapter in. It wasn't that big a deal, to be quite honest. Connection wise, it's fine. I mean, it goes via a little black box, yeah, and then obviously to the computer, which makes no real difference to me, you know. It works great. Then, if we have a look at the Virpil stick now. So this is actually Virpil stick top. They're Mongoose here. I have a Sahaj extension on it. It's a 30 extension. It's pretty high. Now when you look at the base, I mean, look, there is the VKB one. This is the Virpil one, right? It is much bigger. All right, does it really make any difference? Well, not if you're not going to carry it around. No. The stick, this has got a soft center. there's very little damping on it, but it doesn't really matter because when you're flying, you have your hand on the stick, right? So it doesn't make any difference. The buttons are very nice. There's a few four-ways on it. The brake lever, I might have messed mine up a little bit. So it's acting as a button rather than the brake lever. But anyway, Virpil is sorting out the software for that. It's not a big deal. It's going to work eventually. And then it has the fold-up trigger up at the top. Motion, it's less. It's 15 degrees either side. Okay, so not as much, but it has one very nice little part to it, which I will show you now. Okay, so I had to grab my screwdriver for this. So if I go down here, you can see there is a hole, it says roll, and one that says pitch. With these, you can tighten them up or loosen them off. Oh. Let me loosen them off. Oh. And this is actually quite neat. You can actually loosen them off enough so that the center is kind of completely slack. So, as you can see, it's pretty soft now, to say the least, especially around the middle. Now, I'll take it down even more. Hopefully I won't go enough to, better stop it moving, otherwise I can't get my screwdriver in. Right, now you can see that bit at the end there. There now is kind of no spring force around the center. A little bit still in pitch, but I can probably loosen it off even more. I don't want to because I don't want to have to open it up if I unscrew it too far. All right, but I'm just demonstrating that basically, if you did want to fly heli with this, now I'll tell you now, the stick is being read by the computer all over this bit. So although it is completely slack with regards to tension, the thing is being read by the computer. All these motions are read. So in my flying tests, it's great, you know, if you want that bit, but then further out it is. And I think they say something about you can go to when it's slack for half of its range, which is probably about where I am. Anyway, there you go. That's the Virpil stick and gimbal, and there is the VKB one. And those of you who've read my thing, honestly, they're both great. Depending on what your priorities are, will depend on which one. They both have slight, and I mean slight, advantages and disadvantages. On the Virpil one, you get the external adjustment that I just showed you. And on the Gunfighter, you have the adjustable friction that you can change. Both of them have a similar kind of number of cams, like 3 if you get the Warthog one for the VKB, and 3 different cam settings for the Virpil. You know, both of them read really well. I mean, they're very precise. And once you get rid of that hard cam, which some of you know I changed out the cam on the Virpil one because it was too hard. Once you get rid of that, it's a good piece of kit. Really good, really smooth. I mean, both of them are really smooth. Both of them are excellent. You know, honestly, it all depends, you know, what you desire. If you want the friction or you want the external adjustment. I guess those are the biggest 2 differences between the two that I've found actually flying with them. They're both much the same. For the VKB, you got to get an adapter to put your Warthog stick on. With the Virpil one, you can actually just put your Warthog straight on there. So that's actually a pretty good deal. But as I say, both of them are fantastic. Both of them are way better than the Thrustmaster Warthog gimbal, you know, and obviously I like the stick top, as you can see from the Thrustmaster, because I'm still using it. Anyway, I hope that was helpful. Maybe a bit long. Anyway, but I said I'd pop something up as soon as I could, because I saw that some people were asking. Anyway, I mean, personally, I think you can't go wrong with either of them, you know, and I'm sure whichever one you buy, you'd be very happy.